this rhombic sulfur. The next one is monoclinic sulfur. This also called beta sulfur. This beta sulfur is colorless. First point, it is colorless. It having a specific gravity. Specific gravity, it is also known as relative density. Student, it is also known as a relative density. So this type of the specific gravity of the beta sulfur is 1.98. Stable above 369 Kelvin temperature, and this type of the beta sulfur obtained from alpha sulfur. It is obtained from alpha sulfur. It also possesses acid molecular form. So now this type of the alpha and beta sulfur both possess the S8 molecular form. So let us see the structure of S8 molecular form. So S8 molecular form, it possesses this type of the shape. This is called crown shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this type of the S8 molecular form consists which type of the shape? Crown shape. And the other modification also consists. Other modification also consists sulfur in range of sulfur in the range of 6 to 20. In the range of 6 to 20. Like, okay, 6 to 20 like this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is called chair structure. So it having a structure like chair, and this is S6 formation. So remember student, this is also important. S6 possess this type of the chair structure, while the S8 possess this type of the crown shape. Now the next is sulfur dioxide, SO2. So first here we studied about the preparation of sulfur dioxide. how the sulfur dioxide is obtained. So when the sulfur is burned in the presence of oxygen, that gives sulfur dioxide. That gives sulfur dioxide. When the sulfur burnt in presence of oxygen, so that gives sulfur dioxide. Sulfur burnt in presence of oxygen gives sulfur dioxide, so that gives sulfur dioxide. Next reaction, the next is industrial preparation. In industry, how the sulfur dioxide is prepared. So first it is prepared from iron pyrite. Iron pyrite on its reaction. This type of the iron pyrite on its reactions with the oxygen, that gives what? Fe2O3 plus 4 into 2, 8 sulfur. 8 sulfur dioxide is released during the reaction. Total 6 plus 16, 22, 11 oxygen molecules are required. So this sulfur dioxide is obtained from iron pyrite. Okay. Next preparation is, this type of the sulfur dioxide is also obtained from sulfite ion. Is also obtained from sulfite ion. Sulfite SO3 minus 2 on its reactions with the H2O gives what? Gives, in presence of H plus ion, H plus, it means it's called in presence of acid. That gives what? That gives H2O, and sulfur dioxide is released during the reaction. So this is also one more preparation of sulfur dioxide. Now students, let's study about the properties of sulfur dioxide. Properties of sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide is, first of all, soluble in water. So the sulfur dioxide is soluble in water, and this type of the sulfur dioxide on its reactions with the water, that gives what? So that gives H2SO3, and this type of the H2SO3 is called sulfurous acid. It's called sulfurous acid. The sulfur dioxide is pungent smell containing colorless gas. This is pungent smell containing smelling gas. Okay. This type of the sulfur dioxide, this is a pungent smelling gas. On its reactions with NaOH, it can also react with NaOH. So NaOH on its reactions with sulfur dioxide. NaOH is called sodium hydroxide, and this type of the sodium hydroxide, it is also known as caustic soda. So this type of the NaOH on its reactions with SO2, that gives what? That gives Na2SO3, sodium sulfide, and the remaining byproduct is H2O. This is called sodium hydroxide. Similarly, sulfur dioxide on its reactions with chlorine. On its reaction with chlorine. So on its reactions with the chlorine gas, that gives what? So the sulfur dioxide, students, on its reactions with the chlorine gas in a presence of the catalyst like charcoal, that gives SO2Cl2, and this SO2Cl2 is called sulfuryl chloride. So this is properties of sulfur dioxide. Now, structure of sulfur dioxide. This type of the sulfur having this type of the structure, sulfur that belongs to group number 16, having a 6 valence electron, 1 2 3 4 5. So it having a one less electron, that's why it gained positive charge, while this oxygen possesses 6 electron. This oxygen having 7 electron, that's why it gained negative charge. Resonance structure. So in the resonance structure, only the single bond gets converted to the double bond and double bond gets converted to single bond. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, because it gained 1 electron. Here this oxygen having 6 electron, so it having a resonating structure like this. Sulfur dioxide. Shape of this structure. Shape is angular, otherwise we can say that the band shape or V shape. And the last point related to the sulfur is oxo acids of sulfur. First of all, what is the meaning of oxo acid? So simple, student, what is the meaning of oxo acid? Simple, the compound which contain OH group even though it exhibits acidic property is called oxo acid. So the sulfur forms the various types of the oxo acid like H2SO3. The name of this compound is sulfurous acid, having a structure like this. The structure of sulfurous acid is, so it having this type of the structure. 2 hydrogens are present and 3 oxygens. So this is H2SO3. It having a structure like this. Next is H2SO4. H2SO4 is called sulfuric acid, having a structure like this. Sulfur remain at the center point, oxygen, oxygen, OH, and this is OH. So this is structure of H2SO4. Next is H2S2O7 is called pyrosulfuric acid, or it is also known as oleum, having a structure like this. Sulfur, oxygen, sulfur, double bonded oxygen. This is OH, OH. So the H2, S2, S2, O7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is a structure of H2S2O7. H2S2O7 is also known as oleum. H2S2O7 is also known as oleum. And the last one is H2S2O8 is called this H2S2O8. H2S2O7 is called pyrosulfuric acid, while the H2S2O8 is called peroxodisulfuric acid. Peroxodisulfuric acid. And this peroxodisulfuric acid having a structure like this. This peroxodisulfuric acid, structure of the peroxodisulfuric acid: sulfur, oxygen, oxygen, sulfur, double bonded oxygen, double bonded oxygen, double bonded oxygen, double bonded oxygen, OH, OH. Okay, so this is a student, the structure of peroxodisulfuric acid. So this is called oxo acid of sulfur, and the sulfur on its reactions with the oxygen forms the various type of the oxo acid, and this is the list of oxo acid. Hope you like the video. Student, thank you for watching.